In 2018, you just had to be there. Brawl Stars went global, and right alongside it, a new legendary brawler, Leon, was released, and he had the ability to go invisible. No one had ever seen anything like it before, and everyone wanted to get their hands on him. You'd think that a brawler this fun and unique would stay relevant forever, but no one seems to care about him anymore. But why did Leon have such a fall from greatness? First, we have to go back to the beginning. On December 5th, 2018, Leon was officially released, making him probably older than a lot of my randoms. But you need to understand, the Leon you know today is not the same as what this guy was on release. Back then, Leon did more damage, charged his super faster, he was able to stay invisible for 10 whole seconds, and the most insane part, he was able to stay invisible even when walking right next to enemies. He was far and away the best brawler in the game at the time, and is still considered one of the strongest brawlers of all time. So you know what comes next, he got nerfed hard. Just 2 days after his release on December 7th, it was made so that brawlers within 4 tiles could see him when invisible, which is a necessary change, but it made it much harder for him to sneak around. Then, on January 29th, 2019, his super duration was decreased from 10 seconds and his damage was reduced. Then, not even a month later, on February 27th, his damage was decreased again and his supercharge rate was nerfed. Even after this, Leon got hit with nerfs again, and on April 15th, 2019, his super duration decreased from 8 seconds to 7 seconds. However, despite all these nerfs, Leon had something no other brawler had, his rare ability to go invisible. Because of this, when Leon dropped to F tier, he was still one of the most desired and beloved brawlers in the game. I guarantee you, during this time, if you went up to a random Brawl Stars player and asked them if they could unlock any brawler right now, what would it be? They would say Leon. I know I would have said that. As long as his feature remained exclusive to Leon, he was basically immortal. But on September 27th, 2019, Brawl Stars did something that could hurt Leon more than any nerf they could throw at him. They added Sandy to the game. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Dusty, how did adding Sandy hurt Leon? Well, guess what Sandy's super did? It turned his entire team invisible. Now, Sandy's super was fundamentally different than Leon's since it turned any brawler invisible in a radius instead of a single brawler wherever they wanted, but Leon's exclusivity was gone. Real quick, if you got this far, you're probably enjoying the video, and literally only 1% of people are subscribed, so please just help me out. Anyways, back to the video. Although Sandy can now turn invisible, Leon was still safe for now, since invisibility was locked behind legendary brawler supers. Until 5 years later, on January 4th, 2024, Kit was added to Brawl Stars. Not even Kit's super, but his literal gadget turned him invisible. Yes, the gadget. The same ability that lets Shelly dash 3 tiles forward gave Kit the most desired ability in all of Brawl Stars. And the crazy part was, it wasn't even that much worse. On release, it lasted for 5 whole seconds, which is barely less than Leon's super. The once premier and iconic ability Leon had was being given out like candy on Halloween. Alright, anyways, going back to Leon, I know I just glossed over 5 years of his history, so I'll catch you up. After all the nerfs I described earlier, he plummeted in 3v3 modes and for years was considered a showdown-only brawler since he was great at hunting lone enemies, but he got destroyed when facing multiple brawlers. However, the addition of the lollipop drop gadget and his mythic gear, which allowed him to stay invisible for longer, allowed Leon to climb his way back up the tier list and he regained his status as an A-tier brawler. But the main thing that allowed Leon to become good again was his hypercharge, which allowed him to stay invisible while attacking others, which paired super well with his Invisi-Heal star power. Anyways, back to invisibility, Brawl Stars wasn't done giving more brawlers this ability yet. On May 2nd, 2024, Lily was released, and her gadget basically gave her invisibility for 3 seconds by letting her go into the Shadow Realm, once again putting Leon's super into a gadget. Later that same year, on October 30th, Juju was added, and guess what her gadget did? It let her turn invisible. And even after that, on June 26, 2025, Ali was released with an invisibility super, the same as Leon. Now, don't get me wrong, ever since Leon got his hypercharge, which allowed him to stay invisible while attacking, he's been viable in the meta, but that same exclusivity and popularity he once had is just gone. And invisibility, once the most exclusive and wanted ability in Brawl Stars, was becoming somewhat oversaturated. Now, do I think that Leon should be the only brawler with invisibility? No, of course not. But Leon and invisibility's fall from greatness isn't because they're bad, it's because he lost what set him apart from everyone else. Leon could be the best brawler in the game, but he will never be as desired as he once was. But that's just me. Comment what you think, and please subscribe.